on Smackdown Live. Eric Young, Damian Priest, Killian Dane, they've all fallen to the machine. Skull steals one off of the back of the Mojo Rawley interference. Who will face Kazuchika Okada for the WWE Championship at Fastlane? Bad luck fall! Are you kidding me? AJ Styles taking the place of Finn Balor. CM Punk is the #1 contender. A dream match between the straight edge superstar and the Rainmaker. Hello everyone and welcome! This is Smackdown Live. Last week we learned the fate for the main event of Fastlane. Straight edge superstar and Rainmaker to meet at Fastlane, but as for here tonight, Smackdown Live, plenty to come our way. And we start things off with the general manager. An explosive start already this evening on Smackdown Live, but you heard it from Christian James himself. AJ Styles and Kazuchika Okada to meet in the main event here this evening. What a main event that promises to be. And what a way it was to kick things off. First off with the announcement of Christian James about the matchup itself, and then what we just saw in the parking lot, it seemed, between Ricochet and Kota Ibushi. There is no door that has been closed by Ibushi. Cleansed, saved, whether he wants it or not. The chilling message from Ricochet to the man who once considered the savior of SmackDown Live as a brother to him. That is interesting, no doubt about it, but right now, folks, we get things going here on this edition of SmackDown Live with the women's contest. Nikki Cross to go one-on-one with the #1 contender to the SmackDown Women's Championship. That, of course, being the Empress herself, Asuka. Cross knows what it's like to be at the top of the mountain here on SmackDown Live, having been here 3 times before, I believe it is. Not having held that championship since Backlash. Right now, though, she has a chance to upset the #1 contender here. 2 of the best women's wrestlers of last year. No doubt about it in my mind. Cross and Asuka were making a beeline for every title and every accolade on Monday Night Raw that they could find. I believe they both closed out the year with titles around their waist as well. I'm sure they'd love to do the same, but of course only one of them can hold a title, and as it currently stands, it is not Cross who's next in line for the title, but it is Asuka who is next in line for Paige at Fastlane. First in line for Paige, rather, should I say, at Fastlane. That promises to be a very interesting contest right there and then. Been trading wins in these most recent contests. It was Paige last week against Carmella. It was Asuka 2 weeks ago against Sonya Deville, and now it is the turn of the former Raw Women's Champion once again as she locks herself in the ring with the psychotic woman herself in Nikki Cross. Maybe psycho, You may be a little bit wild in the head, but you are no Empress. You are no Asuka. She will look to present that to be the case as she makes her way out this evening. The #1 contender to the Smackdown Women's Championship. You know, she had a dominant reign as Raw Women's Champion over on Raw, holding the belt for almost 6 months before being dethroned at WrestleMania by Ronda Rousey, of course. But on SmackDown Live, she hit the ground running and is finally looking to get a fair opportunity at the SmackDown Women's Championship, because the last time she challenged for the title, it ended in controversy when Becky Lynch ran a steel chair into her head at Judgment Day. But though Asuka may well be focused on Fastlane, may well be focused on the title herself, she has to be focused on Nikki Cross here this evening. She cannot gloss over the challenge that Nikki Cross presents. She cannot just bat her away, because Nikki Cross is one of the most successful women's wrestlers in this universe of all time. Asuka very much the same, however. Two of the greats within this women's division, both Raw and SmackDown in this universe as a whole, colliding here tonight. Asuka may only have a 1 reign to Nikki Cross's, I believe it is, 3 SmackDown Live Women's Championship reigns, and of course her 2 NXT Women's Championship reigns as well. Cross clubbing away right now, good hits and strikes here, connecting on Asuka, sorry. Definitely not on Becky Lynch, though these two women do have storied pasts with Lynch herself. Cross having settled her business with her at Backlash, albeit on the losing end of things. Nice double underhook suplex there from Cross as this matchup is getting underway. Definitely going to be interesting to see what styles are brought out in this matchup here. Cross coming charging right at Asuka there. That's not going to work against the Empress. You're going to have to come up with something better up your sleeve. Asuka letting you know that right now. She pummels kicks into that chest and across the head of Nikki Cross. Asuka in control of the matchup right now. Paige not here this evening, training ahead of her contest at Fastlane with the Empress herself. But Asuka doesn't have to worry about the champ watching on. Not as if I don't think Asuka would be someone who would worry about that anyway. It's not as if these two women are trying to get under one another's skin before that pay-per-view event. They have great respect for one another and, of course, for the title that they will compete for at Fastlane. Still about 3.5 weeks to go until that pay-per-view, I believe it is. Next, of course, up is Vengeance with ECW coming our way next weekend. That pay-per-view, that's going to promise to be as well. More news on that when we reach ECW, but right now it's all about SmackDown Live, and it's all about these two women locking horns in the ring right now. There's already been big news this evening from Christian James, of course, a colossal main event to come our way, and what we saw from Ricochet and Kota Ibushi. Business certainly not done but the business could be done in the ring off of that slam. Covers made, but a kick out at 1 there by the #1 contender. Cross. Not getting anything off that kick in the back. Asuka shrugs it off, loads up a big kick, and gets all of it. Right across the head of Cross right there. Cover is made, referee in position to count. Only the 1 count. Nikki Cross might well feed off of excitement like that. Getting kicked in the head may well be something that Cross enjoys. She takes pleasure in it. Drives her. It only drives the psychotic nature in her mind. Look out now. Cross has her up, planting her into the mat. Fireman's carry driver. Has she put away Asuka? Man, they are just trading 1 counts in this contest thus far. Asuka right back up to her feet. Cross counted there by the Empress, and in she comes now. Ducks down, and a super kick rains in on Nikki Cross. Things were looking good a moment ago for Cross. Now it's Asuka who has the comeback. Comes flying in there. Hooks the leg as she put away Nikki Cross here. Kick out is made just in time at 2. Fans already on their feet here in Mobile, Alabama. What has been a competitive contest to get us underway here. Still plenty more action to come on SmackDown Live. Tag Team Champions will be here this evening in the Good Brothers for the first time since winning those belts. But right now, these two women focused on beating one another in the ring. Asuka, of course, focused on getting a win on a huge name in the SmackDown Women's division, especially so close to a title match at Fastlane. Raking the boot across the eyes there. Neck crank follows up as well from Cross. She's not going down without one hell of a fight. Arm wrenched in here. Arm trap neck breaker. Asuka's own body being used against her as a weapon. Look out, top rope, went for the splash. Asuka got the knees up in time. And now Asuka bring it cross in for the beginning of the end. The Asuka lock is applied. It is locked in deep. Nowhere for Cross to go. She kicks. She tries to fight, but she taps. Like so many others before, she taps to the Asuka lock. And if Paige does that at Fastlane, there is a new Smackdown Women's Champion in town. Asuka leaves with the win. Your turn now, Paige. What response do you have to Asuka here tonight, who picks up a monumental win on her way to charging for that title over a woman who knows what it's like to hold that belt so many times? Coming up right now, a bit of an interesting predicament here for these two men on SmackDown Live. It is Dean Ambrose to square up one-on-one against Dolph Ziggler. Two men on quite the losing streak as of late, looking to turn things around. Only one of them is going to get that opportunity to do it here tonight. Which one is going to scrub off that losing record and finally get a W in their record book? We will find out. Ambrose coming towards the ring right now. The last time, or one of the last times we saw Dean Ambrose in action was in that hardcore match against Eric Young. You'll have to cast your mind back some way to remember that one, but it was Ambrose who thought that he could take him in that contest. Eric Young challenged him to it, and Eric Young beat him in it as well, surpassing the Lunatic Fringe at a match that you would expect to be right up the alley of Dean Ambrose. And it is, but it just didn't end up going the way that he wanted it to, which was rather surprising, given the track record that Ambrose has made for himself within this universe, and especially within his attitude as well. Well, here comes a man who the last time we saw him was 2 weeks ago, suffering a defeat to the hands of the villain Marty Scurll. Dolph Ziggler, definitely a man also looking to scrub a much-needed loss record away. Hasn't won a bout since the American show-offs were reunited and Cody Rhodes admitted he was going to have to take time out with injury. That has been a long time for Ziggler, somewhere in the region of maybe 2.5 months now, I believe it could be. Maybe a little bit less than that, but still, it could well be in the region of 2 months without an exaggeration there. Ziggler really lacking to find a win as of late. Needs to turn things around sooner or later in this cutthroat business, and especially on a brand with a lot of talent power like SmackDown Live has. These last few weeks I've been talking about champions, world champions in matches. 2 weeks ago when Ziggler and Scurll met, it was 5. When Scurll and Kevin Owens met last week, it was 6. Now we are down to 4 in this ring. 3-time world champion Dolph Ziggler, former WWE champion Dean Ambrose. But these men, they do share a lot of common when it comes to other titles, but former United States champions as well. So plenty to kindle about there, but they're not going to be kindling about their shared accolades. Instead, they're going to be focusing on trying to get the win here tonight, and trying to get that much-needed win on their record as well. Let's see what happened here in this contest. Like I said, two incredibly talented athletes, two incredibly gifted athletes. Can only promise to be a great contest between them. Let's see if they can deliver on that promise right now as Ambrose rakes the elbow across the jaw there of Dolph Ziggler, and then trying to boot Ambrose boot-shaped hole into his chest. The OG version of the Dirty Deeds connects there. Headlock driver from Ambrose, looking to put away Ziggler. Hooks the leg, covers made, but it's only one. Ambrose not backing down right now. They look for a hard kick into the back of Ziggler. Their counter is made. Ziggler clubbing away with shots of his own right now. In comes the show-off. Neckbreaker connects, and Ambrose goes down to it. See what will happen now, as momentum may well change into the hands of the show-off. Not to be. Ambrose comes in with a crossbody, lighting up there with rapid-fire strikes on Dolph Ziggler. from mid. Ziggler barely phased by it, in all fairness. That's the strength of the three-time world champion shining through as he gets another neck breaker down there. Ziggler certainly doing a number on the neck right now of Ambrose. Perhaps they're going to settle him up and set him in position for the zigzag. And a much, much needed win here this evening. I don't know who needs this win more to solidify themselves on Smackdown Live and to brush off this bad losing record that they're on. Is it Ambrose or is it Ziggler? Maybe they need it both as bad as one another. I think that's a better way of looking at it. It's a must-win scenario for both men. Hard jab there from Ambrose to Ziggler. Irish whip off the ropes now. Beautiful spine buster from the Lunatic Fringe. Got all of that one. Pinpoint precise move. Covers Ziggler after it. Has he put him away? Another one count there. Multi-time world champions. That is, Ziggler is not going to go down easy, and is certainly not going to go down without a fight either. Dragging Ambrose back towards the middle of the ring right now. Sets himself up and cracks that neck there. Really doing a number on it right now as he sets things up for the zigzag. Ambrose moves out of the way right there. Bulldog face first into the mat goes Ziggler, and take a look at this. Haven't seen him on Smackdown Live in a few weeks. The Intercontinental Champion Jay White watching on backstage. Maybe White scouring the field of challengers who could be coming his way at Fastlane for his title. And maybe he sees one of them in this ring right now. Certainly interesting to see White here on Smackdown Live, especially with no match booked for him. But in this matchup right now, Ambrose is in. Lunatic Lariat connects from Ambrose. Has he put away Ziggler right now? Is it sweet, sweet victory for Dean Ambrose? 2 count, but nothing more. And a reminder to Ambrose, he hasn't put the match away just then and there. And a reminder to Ziggler, if he wants to put this match away, he's really going to have to put the numbers together and pull out a great performance right now. In he comes again with another elbow drop. Talked about Ambrose trying to get a boot imprinted into Ziggler's chest. Well, Ziggler looking to get an elbow imprinted into Ambrose's chest, and looking to leave a mark on his neck as well. Neck breakers and elbow drops have been the MO for Ziggler in this contest. Top rope he'll go here. Will it pay off? Ambrose already getting up to his feet as Ziggler looks to fly with a drop kick. Ambrose had it well scouted and moved out of the way. Just took too long to climb to the top rope. But Ziggler coming back there. Super kick into the gut. Ziggler striking. Ambrose up against the ropes here, comes in with a big clothesline. Takes Ambrose down. Ambrose holding onto his neck there. Certainly, I think Ziggler has done a number on it throughout this contest. Face buster as well. And Ziggler once more he'll take the risk. Didn't work the first time, could have worked the second time. Top rope, looks for the splash. Ambrose gets the knees up there. No such luck for Ziggler on that occasion. And now Dirty Deeds will only add to the bad luck for Ziggler. Dirty Deeds connects, and that much needed victory goes the way of Dean Ambrose. Ambrose, your winner tonight. How good must that feel? You can see it in the emotion of Ambrose, bouncing in victory, jubilant in victory. But hang on a minute, that's the villain! The villain! Marty Skill just hopped the barricade and from behind on Ambrose. Are you kidding me? Skill from behind. And then with a duo of super kicks. What is the meaning of this? Skill is in on Ambrose. Black play connects. Well, Jay White was watching on, and the villain will have certainly got his attention. You know, at first I thought it was Mojo Rawley who was ensconced and obsessed with Kevin Owens, but as the weeks have driven on, it seems as if the roles are reversing. Kevin Owens now the one, desperate almost, to get his hands on Mojo Rawley. We'll move on here this evening to our next tag team contest of the evening. Big opportunity for Broken Brilliance as they will go in a non-title match against the now 5-time tag team champions in this universe. That's right, the Good Brothers, here tonight on Smackdown Live. Pentagon Jr. and Matt Hardy well prepared for them, well ready for them as well. Certainly going to be an interesting contest for us here this evening. Looking forward to seeing what will be brought to the table by Hardy and Pentagon Jr. We've seen recently a lot of teams just trying to really break through the barrier and get the first opportunity of the Good Brothers. I think the team that's doing that the most right now, if you had to ask me, is the duo of Bobby Lashley and Sheamus of the Dangerous Alliance. Bobby Fish, of course, not around for whatever reason, trying to find himself after the loss at SummerSlam to Kazuchika Okada, but in his place, Lashley and Sheamus have done an incredible job of just racking up wins, including most recently, of course, a win last week over the Gorillas of Destiny, the former WWE Tag Team Champions. But right now, we focus on the Deleter himself. Matt Hardy coming towards the ring here to a positive response in Mobile. And himself and Pentagon Jr. put all that talk about the Dangerous Alliance and throw it out of the window and come up here tonight with a big win over the Tag Team Champions, which of course is certainly not what the Tag Team Champions would want in their first match since winning that gold just before SummerSlam, I believe it was. And now though, Hardy and Pentagon Jr. ready to go. Former NXT Tag Team Champions made their way up to SmackDown Live after NXT TakeOver Chicago. Really have not had so many opportunities to present themselves, but they got a big one right now against, and I get to say it again because I know it's right, the best tag team in the world. Gallows and Anderson, the Good Brothers, doesn't matter what you call them, the best they have to be. 5 tag team title reigns speak for themselves. I have a record of being not so impartial when it comes to sitting on commentary, and I think that applies right now. I have always been a fan of the Good Brothers, and I think I always will be. And it's great to see now how much the crowd has warmed up to them as well. They have hit the ground running on SmackDown Live, and it is so good to see them with tag team titles around their waist once again. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows cementing their legacy within this universe every time they make their way out here with tag team titles around their waist. I'm excited to see what they'll do in action here tonight against a team like Broken Brilliance. They may well be, in my humble opinion, the best tag team in the world, but that doesn't mean that they can just cruise through every single match. They still get tested. They can still lose. It's not out of the realm of possibility. And Pentagon Jr. will look to make that statement as true as possible, as early as possible, as he locks up with the big man in Luke Gallows right now. Ropes, here comes Gallows. Oh, boot is caught there by Gallows and clotheslines Pentagon Jr. down. Referee getting knocked down in the process. Hopefully he's okay, but contest continues on here regardless of it. Counting into the turnbuckle now. Pentagon Jr. comes in, catches the legs of Gallows, kicks him down. Gallows recuperating. Pentagon Jr. comes in, just about scraping him with that drop kick there. Long way to fly across the ring. Knocked the big man down with that double drop kick. Pentagon Jr. getting the opportunity to shine in this contest in this moment. Irish whip, came in with the back elbow and then into the turnbuckle. And the second time of asking, tag is made. In comes Matt Hardy. Here we go. Super kick, fear factor. Might be looking to finish off Gallows this early on for the win over the tag team champions. Way too early to hope for a win, especially over a guy as strong as Luke Gallows is. He can take one hell of a beating for this team. And then the athletic, the agile, the ever unpredictable Carl Anderson can slip in the ring, and Machine Gunka can go to work. See what the Machine Gun can do right now. Counter made by Hardy there off of that super kick from behind. Like a chin-lock neck breaker, essentially. Wrapped his arm around the head and the jawline and the chin of Carl Anderson and then drove him backwards. Hardy in position now. Clothesline connects. Out of the turnbuckle they come. Running bulldog from Hardy here. Looking to put together some big moves right now. Leg drop made there on Anderson. Off the ropes he comes. In we go again with the leg drop. Carl Anderson can do nothing but withstand the duality of leg drops. Cover made by Hardy for the victory. Good 2 count on Machine Gun. Gallows, you can see, shouting instructions there on his side of the ring. Pentagon Jr. just pretty much cheering on the work of Matt Hardy thus far. As Hardy sends Anderson into the turnbuckle now. Tag will be made. Pentagon Jr. will return to this contest. Work being done on the arm here. Maybe trying to take away a magic killer and, of course, the gun stun. Backstabber from Pentagon Jr. Covers made. Kick out at 1. But that's not going to stop Pentagon Jr. here. No idea what he was looking for. Big power bomb maybe, but Carl Anderson comes up with the counter. Anderson sees the opening right in front of himself here, and he'll make the tag into Gallows. Here comes the big man once again as the two who locked up at the start of the contest meet again here. Pump handle slam. Basically just a pump handle drop from Luke Gallows there, as he now puts the pieces together in this contest against Pentagon Jr. It's the difference that Luke Gallows can make in this match. He gets in this ring, and no matter who you are, he can just put you down in an instant. He can change the face of this offense in a moment. He can make you go from being on offensive and just taking the control of the match basically in your own means and just throw you on the back foot. With Pentagon Jr. evading the elbow drop there. Comes in with a sling blade. Good counter made there by Pentagon Jr. Good opening maybe for Broken Brilliance as well. Raw looking to make one hell of a statement against the tag team champions. Check out the strength of Pentagon Jr. and the versatility and athleticism of Matt Hardy there. Corkscrew clothesline connects. Covers made to put him away. Only one. And Gallows shrugs off that kick and comes in with one of his own. Big boot. Nice camera angle to show us just how quickly Hardy came off his feet. Fall away slam. Could it start to feel like the beginning of the end here for Broken Brilliance, I question. In the corner, tag is made. Oh, this ain't gonna be good. Look at this flurry of strikes coming in from the Good Brothers. That's why they're the tag team champions. That's why they're the best in my opinion. No one can put offense together like they can. So dangerous with the way they get it going. But as Anderson comes in, Hardy goes right back to work. Maybe a second win being found in the veteran Hardy as he refuses to back down in this moment. Elbows on the pinpoint to the head there of Anderson. Hardy looks to strike, gets countered there though by Carl Anderson. He comes in with a hard forearm shot. And that is smart thinking there right away when things look to be getting dangerous. Make the tag, and Gallows can do the rest. Working off the top of his head. Huge big boot. Hardy isn't moving, and Gallows may be signaling the end. Quick, effective, thorough tags from the Good Brothers will always guide him to victory, and it looks like another could be set here tonight. Choke slam from Gallows. He will send Hardy into the turnbuckle, and it can only mean the beginning of the end. Set him up on the shoulders. Magic killer. Cover is made. No movement from Hardy. Good Brothers victory. Tag team champions hit the ground running in non-title action. You can knock Broken Brilliance off of the hopes of getting the opportunity at the champions, and it may well set up the reality that there is no one else to challenge for those titles other than the Dangerous Alliance. Could that be while we're heading towards a Fastlane? I don't know. The tag team champions looking as good as ever this evening. idea what Balor and Okada were talking about there in the locker room. Sadly, we couldn't hear any of it, but focusing back on in-ring action right now, Sin Cara's had some troublesome time since arriving to Smackdown, and I'll be honest, it's about to get even worse for him. Yep. He's here. It is none other than the Machine. Brian Cage makes his in-ring debut on Smackdown Live after taking 4, count them, 4 names into the floor last week. Killian Dane, Damian Priest, Eric Young, Jason Jordan all fell within 10 minutes to the Machine. 2 of them we got to witness in that very ring as well. Eric Young and Jason Jordan were in the middle of having a hardcore match with one another. They were in the middle of throwing bombshells at one another. And Brian Cage just decides, no, this is my party now. Walks into the ring, weapons spilled all over the place, and just tears apart Young and Jordan. There was one man standing tall at the end of the hardcore match between Eric Young and Jason Jordan, and it was Brian Cage. Fresh from NXT, from his dominant reign as NXT champion. That man right there, still in his entire tenure in this universe, in 1 year, still yet to be pinned or submitted. Brian Cage has been unstoppable since his arrival, and I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to take a hunch here. I don't think his undefeated streak is going to come to an end here tonight. Sin Cara is in for an absolute demolition. There's no other word for it. He is about to be destroyed at the hands of the Machine. Everyone here in Mogul is about to get an eye of what everyone's been seeing in the Hammerstein Ballroom and at takeovers for so long. The danger of Brian Cage as he throws you around and does whatever the hell he likes because he's Brian Cage, and no one can deny the Machine. Discus clothesline could have taken the head off of Sin Cara right there. Surprised his body is still in one piece, though. For how much longer, you have to question. Another German suplex. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is the closest humanity has ever come to another Brock Lesnar. And Brian Cage, just like Brock Lesnar, looking to finish things in the blink of an eye. Drill claw. Count to 1 million. It was over before it started. Brian Cage wins it. The entrance may well have been longer than the match, but the statement is sent from the Machine. He is here on Smackdown Live. He is here to destroy. It doesn't matter your name. It doesn't matter your status. It doesn't matter who you are, what title you hold, or what the fans think of you. He will destroy you. And oh my goodness, he's gonna continue to destroy Sin Cara right now. The damage has been done, but Brian Cage simply doesn't care. No! Huge power bomb to the outside. Just a ragdoll Sin Cara has become in the clutches, in the grasp of the Machine. Oh no, not on the outside, not on the outside. Drill claw, oh my goodness. Maybe add another to the list of careers that Brian Cage has ended, but oh, look out here, Eric Young charging into the ring, charging after Brian Cage. Cage is right there and almost took the head off of Eric Young. Did you learn nothing from last week, Eric Young? The Machine will take your name. Drill claw. Oh my God, he destroys all in his path. Machine conquers man again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after that chaos, it's time for our main event of the evening. AJ Styles to go one-on-one with the WWE Champion himself. Styles, Okada, up next. So here we go, a rematch from Backlash for the WWE Championship. It was on that evening, and that man on the left will be hoping that he can get himself into another WWE Championship match, more precisely the one taking place in a few weeks' time at Fastlane. AJ Styles coming towards the ring here tonight, accompanied by the underboss of the Originals, by his bodyguard in Bad Luck Fale. You saw it at the top of the show, these two men doing a prime job of screwing over Finn Balor in that triple threat contest in order to ensure that Balor would not compete for the WWE Championship of Fastlane, or even get that opportunity to compete for the title of Fastlane. Thankfully, for all our sakes, CM Punk left with a win, and we get a dream match coming our way at Fastlane. But as for right now, AJ Styles going to be focused. I wonder if Styles saw, or if anyone in the Originals saw what we saw backstage but couldn't hear, and that was a meeting between the champion and Finn Balor. Regardless of it, he is here this evening, the Rainmaker in action. He said last week he wanted to head into Fastlane with no ring rust, and he looks to do that here tonight, fresh off of another classic with Bobby Fish at SummerSlam, with another match that will go down in the record books. Okada must have slept so well that night, knowing that he had eclipsed his reign from last year, that the SummerSlam jitters, that all that led to the downfall of Kazuchika Okada as we knew it throughout the end of last year and the start of this year, they weren't present at SummerSlam. What was present was a man who is on top of his game and is without a doubt right now easily top 3 best in the world. Okada proved why he is the ace of Smackdown Live without a shadow of doubt in my mind. He heads into this match well aware, as we can see, that his back is up against the wall. Fale will obviously try and get involved at ringside in whatever way possible, but Okada simply will not be fazed by that. He will not back down to that. He will get in the ring with AJ Styles. He will go face to face with AJ Styles, and he will look to topple AJ Styles. He's done it once before. Can he do it again here tonight on his way towards that WWE Championship match with CM Punk at Fastlane? Punk, I gotta imagine, watching at home here in Chicago, himself training for that grueling matchup for CM Punk, his first challenge at a World Championship in a little over a year it has been now. But he is ready nonetheless, and AJ Styles is ready here for a colossal main event between these two men. Here we go, between Styles and Okada. Mobile ready for what promises to be a great main event. AJ Styles looking to win it for the Originals, of course, looking to do anything he can to capture an opportunity that's in front of him for the Originals, for himself, for his ego and his greed. And Okada, of course, just looking to put the fight back against the Originals here this evening, as he has done pretty much since winning that WWE Championship back at WrestleMania. The Originals have been a thorn in the side, not only of Okada, but of course of all of SmackDown Live and their general manager himself in Christian James, who gave Styles this opportunity earlier tonight, pretty much telling him put up or shut up, as Styles misses there off the second rope. We know how Okada main events work. He doesn't speed into the matchup. He doesn't go 100 miles an hour to look for the victory. He works his way in. In a way, he's kind of like Randy Orton, methodical, paces himself throughout the match, looks to connect with the big moves when they'll hit the most. And then, of course, he looks to finish you off with that outstanding Rainmaker clothesline. Styles right now, though, not interested in any of Okada's game plan, because all AJ Styles wants to do is win here. Face first into the ring apron there. Goes Okada, thrown back into the ring now by Styles. Fale watching on from the outside as Styles comes in with a blockbuster off the top rope. Cover made, springboard blockbuster, and he almost beat the WWE Champion right then and there. You know, I'm still left speculating what that conversation was between Okada and Balor just a few moments ago before this main event. I had half a mind to believe that Finn Balor would be out here this evening, but it seems not. Maybe Balor just letting Okada know that he could be in his corner if things get out of hand. Right now, though, Styles looking for a big win here. Fireman's carry, elbow drop, almost put Okada away. Champion kicks out at 2. Strong start thus far from AJ Styles. As you can see, his drive and desire to be victorious here over the Rainmaker. Pump handle. No, countered there by Okada. It's amazing to see. You look at a guy like Okada. His physique is in and around the 240 range, maybe even a little bit less than that, but he seems to be taller than most men he locks himself in the ring with. You don't realize it until you see him in the ring just how tall Okada really is as he comes out with a senton splash, and AJ Styles there. Bad luck, Fale watching on there as our camera's made a good job of pointing out. Let's see what'll happen now. Pinpoint precise DDT from the Rainmaker. Okada will be looking for his effective moves within this contest. The tombstone, the drop kick, the wrist lock lariats, the wrist control that he maintains. And then, of course, that Rainmaker. Whether or not he'll follow up with a German suplex before it, we'll have to wait and find out. Whether or not he'll even get to hit it, we'll have to wait and find out. Styles in, German suplex, wonderful bridge from the phenomenal one, but a kick out at 1. Say what you will, and I have said plenty about the actions of the originals on Smackdown Live, but there is no denying how great AJ Styles is in this ring. He is the phenomenal one for a reason, and he's looking to force Okada to tap out. Calf crusher locked in, looking to force Okada to tap you. Wrenching on the calf, wrenching it back against his own leg, but Okada fights out. Remember when these two men fought at Backlash, the damage that Styles did on the neck of Okada still reigning true a few months later. But Okada right now, look at this, wrist control maintained. And AJ Styles in a world of trouble as 3 of them come down on him. Okada, wrist control lariats, looking to have finished off Styles. Oh, kick out at 2 there from the phenomenal one. Okada, though, still in the driver's seat right now. There's no denying that. Styles on one knee here. Okada standing over him here. Can he make full use of the advantage in front of him? Kind of made there by Styles to whatever Okada was looking for. Quick arm drag, the phenomenal one right back into the swing of things here. Here we go now. Snap suplex. Floats over right away. Looking to do anything possible to finish off Okada. Kick out at 1. I'm just waiting for the inevitable moment that we see Fale getting involved in this contest, because it almost feels like a when, not an if. Styles up on the top rope now. Big risk here on Okada. Will it pay off? Hurricanrana got all of it from the top rope. Hooks the legs in as he beat him here. Another 1 count. You know, Okada may well have made the most of his time off here on Smackdown Live to heal his aching body. AJ Styles, though, might have been looking for Styles Clash right there. Okada, though, able to fight his way out of it. In he comes with a back elbow. And now a chin lock being applied. Fale watching on closely as it's stitched in here. Can AJ Styles tap out? Referee's got a great view of it. If Styles does tap, but he doesn't, fight his way out of it right then and there. In comes a drop kick on the man with the very best drop kick in the business. Let's see what else will happen right now, though. AJ Styles hoists him up to his feet. Looking for that pump handle again. Pump handle, gutbuster. This time he gets it. Second time of asking. Top rope he goes. Paid off the first time. Could it pay off again here this evening? Splashes down on Okada. Looking to have finished him off. Cover's made. Kick out at 2. Styles frustrated that it wasn't 3. Believes it should have been 3 as well. Referee made a very fair count there. There's no arguing against it. See what'll happen right now. Okada comes up with a counter. Look out. Rainmaker in you. Sunset flip. Sunset flip from Okada. Has he done enough for a sudden victory? No. 2.5 off of that sunset flip. Certainly would have caught AJ Styles off guard, though. Main event here at Smackdown Live. Really picking up right now. Okada hasn't got... Oh, counter made there by Styles. In he comes. Phenomenal forearm! Phenomenal forearm out of the blue! Has AJ Styles just beaten the WWE Champion? He hooks the leg. There's 2. There's 3. No! Referee's hand millimeters off the mat, but it's a 2 count. Styles not looking phased by it, not looking to show weakness in the face of that kick out. Instead, going right back to work. Pele kick from Styles. Okada in a world of trouble right now. Could this be the beginning of the end for the Rainmaker? Ushigoroshi! And all that damage that Styles did to the neck at Backlash, rearing its ugly head once more for Okada to endure. Styles now in complete control off of that phenomenal forearm. Well on his way maybe to finishing off Okada. Oh, across the top rope, down on the throat. It went for Okada. Down on the outside right now. But AJ Styles sees prime real estate in front of him to the outside. He flew there. That may well have been a phenomenal forearm on the outside. Out on his feet, out in the mat. AJ Styles looking, dialing it up for one more year. Phenomenal forearm. Okada counters, but Farley right there. Crucifix, not this way at all. Okada kicks out at 2. And AJ Styles' heart may have just jumped a beat because he thought that he would have finished off Okada there, if not from the phenomenal forearm, then from the distraction from Farley. But it wasn't to be the case. Okada fighting back here. These two men know each other so well, and they're putting on another great year. And look at this, right in front of Farley. Okada showing no fear. DDT! Hung from the top rope, no less. Okada in now. Irish whip. Drop kick from Okada. As he looks to strike the Rainmaker pose. That was a signal. He just hopped the barricade. Balor. Taking out Farley. Sling blade to Farley on the outside. This is what it was about. Returning cannon fire on the originals. Tombstone in the ring from Okada. Strike that pose one more time. Balor getting Farley the hell out of here. Into the crowd so he can't intervene. Styles out on his feet as Balor sends Farley away. Rainmaker! All the credit in the world to Finn Balor for the assist. But Kazuchika Okada in the ring has beaten AJ Styles. Stick that to the originals. Sweet revenge for Smackdown Live. A well-coordinated plan. It wasn't about the WWE title match. It wasn't about CM Punk this evening. It was about revenge on the originals, and it all paid off. Okada beats Styles. Balor gets in a hand of revenge for last week. And SmackDown Live retaliate once more against the originals.